Hi everyone, welcome to my presentation. My name is Joshua Carson. I'm a doctoral student in the DBA program at California Intercontinental University. Today I will be conducting a chi-square test of independence, also referred to the chi-square of association. With this being said, I will go over some key terms that will help us become successful in understanding this presentation. Well, what is a chi-square test? Well, the chi-square test of independence compares two or more category values in a contingency table in order to establish degrees of association. We'll also be looking over the Cramer's V, which will determine strengths of association after the chi-square has rejected hypothesis and demonstrate that there is a significant relationship between the two variables. And we'll also talk about a little bit of PSP, which is a term for the chi-square test of independence. As we look over chi-test number 1, number of cards and number of defaults, we will be reviewing the hypothesis test on this. As we can see, our data is listed on the right, and so we have the first category of variables, which are the number of cards. We also have the second category of variables, which are the number of defaults. By doing this, we will also run our PSP, which will be shown on the right and resulting in the test of our results. As we can see in the results of chi-test number 1, number of cards and defaults, the hypothesis states the null there is no relationship between number of cards and number of defaults. The alternative is there is a relationship between number of cards and number of defaults. The rejection rule is we reject the null when p-value where alpha is equal to 0.05. If the rule is rejected, then Cramer V will follow. By doing this, we see the chi-square value is 6.68 with 6 degrees of freedom. The p-value is 0.351. The p-value is greater than 0.05, or the p-value is greater than alpha. Therefore, we accept the null hypothesis. Hence, there is no relationship between the number of cards and the number of defaults. In chi-test 2, we'll see the correlation level of the comfort versus defaults. The first category of variables is the comfort. The second category of variables is the number of defaults. This will result in the test of the PSP as shown on the right. In chi-test 2, in the results in comfort and the number of defaults, the hypothesis states the null there is no relationship between comfort and number of defaults. The alternative is there is a relationship between comfort and the number of defaults. We reject the null when p-value is less than alpha, where alpha is equal to 0.05. If the rule is rejected, then Cramer's V will follow. As we look at the results in chi-test number 2, the following screenshot gives the results of chi-square tests for number of cards and the number of defaults. The p-value below is greater than alpha, which is p is less than 0.05. Hence, we accept the null hypothesis. As we see the hint, there is no relationship between comfort and the number of defaults as well. In our final chi-test, we'll be looking over the number of cards versus the comfort. You can see the hypothesis and test with the analytical data. The first category of variables are the cards. The second category of variable is the number of defaults. This will result in our PSP, which is shown on the right. In chi-test number 3, the hypothesis states the null there is no relationship between number of cards and comfort. The alternative is there is a relationship between the number of cards and comfort. The rejection rule, we reject the null when p-value is less than alpha, where alpha again is equal to 0.05. If the rule is rejected, then Cramer's V will follow. The following screenshot gives the results of the chi-square test of the number of cards and the number of defaults. The p-value below is greater than the alpha. Hence, we reject the null hypothesis. Hence, there is no hypothesis between the number of cards and comfort. By analyzing all the chi-tests that's provided, there is a relationship between the following: number of cars and comfort. And then we also see there's no relationship between the following: the number of cars and the number of defaults. And we also see there's no relationship between the comfort versus the number of defaults. So in this analyzation, we see that we are able to link data together and not link data together. This concludes our presentation.